There are motorcycles that come and go, and then there are motorcycles that leave a mark so deep. Riders still talk about them decades later. Machines that weren't built for fame, but for function, for the trails, for the mountains, for the places most people never see. And if you've ever thrown a leg over one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Welcome back to Acer Rider, the channel where the thump of a single-cylinder engine still means something. Today, we're rolling back the clock to revisit one of the most beloved trail bikes Honda ever built, the Honda XR400R. Now, this isn't a bike from the future. This isn't some 2026 fuel-injected, traction-controlled, electronically suspended adventure gadget. No, the XR400R is from a different era, a time when motorcycles were tools, not computers, a time when reliability mattered more than horsepower, and simplicity was the name of the game. The XR400 was introduced in the mid-90s and quickly became a favorite among trail riders, enduro racers, and anyone who wanted a bike that could take a beating and keep on thumping. And even though Honda stopped production years ago, the XR400R is still out there, carving trails, crossing mountains, and reminding riders what pure off-road riding feels like. So let's talk about what made and still makes this bike a legend. At the heart of the XR400 is a 397cc air-cooled, four-stroke, single-cylinder engine. No fuel injection. No ride modes. Just a big, torquey thumper that delivers power the way God intended, smooth, predictable, and full of character. It puts out around 34 horsepower and delivers a fat spread of torque right where you need it for real off-road riding. This is the kind of engine that doesn't stall easily, doesn't overheat quickly, and doesn't give up when the terrain gets ugly. It chugs, it pulls, it climbs, and it does it all with the reliability that made Honda famous. Of course, the XR400 is kickstart only, and if you've ever owned one, you know the ritual: choke on, find top dead center, ease the lever, full kick, and boom. That single-cylinder heartbeat comes to life. It's not just starting a motorcycle. It's waking up a companion. The engine is paired with a 5-speed gearbox, geared perfectly for trail work. First gear is low enough for technical climbs, while fifth gives you plenty for fire roads and open stretches. It's not a highway bike, but it wasn't meant to be. This machine was built for dirt. The suspension is where the XR400 truly shines. Up front, you get 43mm cartridge-style forks with about 280mm of travel. In the rear, a Pro-Length monoshock offers a similar amount of movement. The setup is plush, forgiving, and incredibly durable. This is the kind of suspension that lets you skip across roots, rocks, and ruts with confidence, the kind that feels like it was tuned by someone who actually rides trails. The steel frame gives the bike a predictable, stable feel, especially at speed. It's stiff enough to hold a line, but flexible enough to survive years of abuse without cracking. The dry weight sits at around 120 kilograms, which is impressive for a mid-90s trail bike. It feels light, agile, and perfectly balanced, a bike that listens to you instead of fighting back. And the ergonomics? Classic XR comfort, wide handlebars, a slim tank, and a seat that allows full movement whether you're climbing, descending, or carving single track. It's a bike that feels natural from the moment you swing a leg over. Off-road, the XR400 is an absolute joy. It's tractable, forgiving, and confidence-inspiring. If you make a mistake, it won't punish you. If you push it hard, it responds with surprising capability. Whether you're threading through tight woods or flying across open desert, the XR feels like an extension of your body. And the handling, this is where riders fall in love. The XR400 isn't twitchy. It isn't hyper-aggressive. It's stable, rock solid, especially at speed. That long wheelbase and expert Honda geometry give it a planted, trustworthy feel that newer lightweight enduro bikes sometimes lack. Now, the XR400 isn't perfect. The drum brake on some early models was outdated. Even when it was new, the spark plug is buried deeper than it needs to be. And on the road, the vibes can get old pretty fast, but none of that matters when you're out on the trail, miles from anywhere, surrounded by nothing but the sound of wind, dirt, and that single-cylinder heartbeat. Because that's what the XR400 represents. Freedom? Freedom from electronics. Freedom from diagnostics. Freedom from the idea that a motorcycle needs to be complicated to be capable. This is a bike you can fix with basic tools, maintain with minimal effort, and trust with your life. It's the kind of machine you take deep into the wilderness because you know it'll bring you back, and maybe that's why the XR400 still commands respect today. It isn't modern, but it's timeless. It isn't fancy, but it's faithful. It isn't powerful, but it's perfect at what it does. Ask any rider who's owned one, and they'll tell you the same thing. The XR400 isn't just a motorcycle, it's a partner. So what do you think? Should Honda bring back a modern XR400R? Maybe with fuel injection, maybe with electric start, or should the legend remain untouched? Tell me what you'd want to see in a new XR400 and what memories you have with the old one. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Acer Rider community where the passion for two wheels never fades. Until next time, keep the throttle steady, the trail dusty, and the adventure alive. This is Acer Rider signing off. Ride safe, and I'll see you out there.